And subscribers, welcome back to another video. It's a boy SAE. Big up on yourself and thank you all for tuning in to this one. So coming up in today's video, guys, it's been a while since I've uploaded any content, but people, I'm not gonna give you a little summary and reason why I wasn't able to post. After hurricane came, guys, the current in Jamaica wasn't really stable, and matter of fact, there wasn't any current for the last 2 weeks in my district. People, and we just got back electricity, and I thought, hey, test cricket is going on, and the West Indies falter in the first test versus England, and some people have a lot of stuff to say about the West Indies downfall and what's the verdict on West Indies cricket, because nowadays people, it seems as if a lot of people became judge of West Indies cricket. So people, I'm just gonna give you a little details and what my name Michael Ossie, I think is his name. He was basically in an interview. Matter of fact, Nessa Hussain, that's what the person name. I don't want to miscorrect anybody's name, but people, before we get into the details, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notification bell to be the first alerted whenever a new video is uploaded, and don't forget we're on our way to 20,000 subscribers. So people, Nessa Hussain gives verdict on reality of West Indies Test cricket. First 2 days of England versus West Indies sum up where Test cricket is. So people, I'm gonna quote a little article to you guys. People, where he was in an interview and he basically give his 2 cents on the West Indies cricket. I understand, but remember, leave your honest thoughts in the comment section, because on this channel, guys, everybody opinions matters. So let's get into the details. Those 2 days summed up for me where we are with Test cricket. He said, you talk about all the batting they could have, but they're off in a white ball sunset, meaning they're off playing franchise cricket, right? He continued, you have got bowlers who haven't bowled. You have got uncooked cricketers, and then you lose the toss and have the worst of conditions, and everyone goes, Test cricket is dying. You understand? He said, but if you prepare for a test match like that, you will get exactly what England get when they go away. It frustrates me because you have got to give test matches the preparation that they deserve, which is a very easy thing to say, but a very difficult thing to do in modern times, said Hussain on the Sky Sports Cricket podcast. He said there is curiosity around whether the second test between England and West Indies at Trent Bridge will prove to be more competitive. So he's basically saying, guys, that the West Indies are underperforming this first test. As a matter of fact, they never prepare properly for this test cricket. So basically it summed up where West Indies cricket is at the moment. He continued though with his speech. The other story is the West Indies are in terminal decline. England haven't won in the Caribbean for 2 decades, and the West Indies hold the Richard Botham Trophy. But if you prepare for a test match like that, you will get exactly what England get when they go away. It frustrates me because you have got to give test match. Matter of fact, I just read this to you guys, right? So why are they repeating this in the article? People, as we know, that was Anderson last test, the first test. Some people sorry about repeating that. It's just the article basically repeating stuff, and I never realized until I read certain part, and I remember that I just quote that to you guys. But basically people is saying that based on how the West Indies perform, let's see people versus England in the first test basically summed up where are the verdict of where West Indies cricketers is, because he's saying that we have all the top guys to play for West Indies, yet they're off playing white ball cricket and don't give a hell about West Indies cricket, Earlier, Da Silva was basically in an interview, people. I'm not going to quote that article to you, people. I'm just going to give you off the top of my head. He was saying that the first test, people never really go as to plan, and they just want to put the first test behind them and really moved on and really focused on the second and final test where it will be decided if they still are not have the Richard Botham trophy. And he's confident, going forward for the second test. I think starting tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I know that he'll start pretty soon. A matter of fact, I'm here on the website and I saw another article, Um Andre Coley was saying that quite a few positives. So he was in the interview, people, and after West Indies lost that test, as we know, he's the coach. They're gonna interview him, and when he was saying smart in West Indies or Windies can still compete with England. Andre Coley identifies key area to help his team bounce back against England. So Andre Coley is basically telling you the strategy that he wants the team to use to combat in England in the second test. He said, you know as we know, the West Indies lost by an innings and 114 runs. And that I know you guys might hear the details already, but I'm just reiterating or rephrasing that the West Indies lost the first test by 114 runs. I never said that early on, but now I'm saying it. They would have taken a lot of positives from the Gaba test, in terms of how we were able to bounce back. The process that we went through to be able to do that, I believe, is a lot more powerful than winning, Coley said ahead of the second test starting from Thursday. So the second test will be starting on Thursday, you understand? So it reinforces the fact that in a series you could actually not start well, but then compose yourself and come back in the series and be quite competitive, potentially set it up for a game three decider. So there are real positives to be taken away, not only from the first test here, but what we would have faced in the last 6 months. He added, he further went on saying that we know the conditions will be testing, that's why it's called a test match. We are not playing at home. Our conditions are going to be slightly different, but we do have it within our ranks to be at our best and to compete with England. Yes, we can compete with England, yes, but sometimes, guys, when you look at the squad, people, and I don't want to say it's a one-time squad or a squad that perform should I say, I don't want to say, I'm not going to say, guy, but sometimes the squad just perform sometime and don't perform sometime. I don't know what's the problem. Maybe they're not motivated enough to play there or rate. But, I see a little bright spark. I was watching a little highlight, guys. As I said, there's no electricity here. So I was watching a little highlight with Mikel Lewis, I think, guys. And he looked pretty good, He got a 23 and then he got something like 9 or 10. You guys have to correct me, but I just saw the highlights today, guys. So I've just get back on the media, guys. So I've just catching up with things and watching the highlights and listening, before I can come and deliver the content, But I'm hoping to watch the next test, man, on Thursday, So let's continue what Coley had to say. There were periods in the game where England actually had to show really good application and grit. Jaden Seals, Jason Ola, you had Alzari Joseph, his pace was back up. Gudakish Moti played a fantastic role in terms of helping the captain Craig Brathwaite to be able to control and took the key wicket of the captain Ben Stoke, and he also got the wicket of Joe Root, I think. So yes, quite a few positives. I would love to see us with a lot more intensity that we are known to show in the field. I thought in this test, we weren't at our best in terms of imposing ourselves and the England batters. That is definitely something that we need to be better at for the next test, he said. He further went on, guys, saying that he remains optimistic, despite the London defeat, and expect his team to better handle English condition in the next 2 days. So he said, having been here now about 2 weeks, having a bit of time to acclimatize to the conditions and actually getting time in the middle. Yes, the result was not what we have wanted and planned for, but I do believe that there is a lot to be had in terms of learning and takeaways, he said. We admit that the side we have, it's a young and emerging, but we are still very positive about how we are approaching the second test. Everybody in good spirit, we have been catching up with the players one on one, and this will really be the first time that we'll be settled as a squad. So expect the team to perform better in the second test, people. That's what Coley is basically saying, people. So let's continue. There been quite a bit of activity and off the field, leading up to the first test, and it's been a lot. I can imagine for some of our players to have been able to absorb. So it's a massive learning for everyone, players and staff, and we are still very positive, and as we head to Nottingham, Coley added. So people, pray for the West Indies for them to come back in the series on Thursday. But people, as usual, leave your thoughts down below. Big up on yourself, little more.